All right, guys, welcome back to yet another episode of Thunderstream. Commentating for your pleasure today is Sean, also known as Pops K, which is me. And finally, I bring you the face to the voice of the shooting range. And
hi, guys.
the shooting range at, what's that other show you do for Cross Out?
Cross Out the Garage.
Cross Out the Garage, that's right. Okay, so this is the man himself, Bruce. What's your full name?
Grant. Oh, if you want the full name, it's
Yes.
Bruce Douglas Ross Grant. Remember that.
Okay. Guys, welcome back. Finally, now I know what he looks like, because actually we've been working essentially together for like I guess about a year now.
Yeah.
About a year. We've been recording in the same studio, just different days, and this is the first time I see him face to face.
Likewise.
And
It's a shock.
It's a shock, yeah. Hey, shooting range man. Yeah, finally. So how are you guys all doing? Today we're going to be playing some War Thunder, talking about history, talking about voiceovers, voice acting, but this guy, he knows way more than I am, since I've been doing voiceovers for like 2 years. He's been doing that since before I was born.
It's just because I'm well experienced.
That's true.
Not old.
Anyway, how it all started for you, how you got involved with voice acting, voiceovers, and narrating stuff.
I remember years ago. Voice acting was mainly in Canada when I had an advertising agency, and I did all my own creative concept, voiceovers, directing.
So was it a one-man operation?
No, I had the biggest I had was 13 employees.
Okay.
But I was the creative side of it, and I did the conceptual side. Mm-hmm. For graphics, I hired a full-time artist. Mm-hmm. But in scripting and voices, I did it myself. I've always imitated people. Even going back in the UK when I was in my 20s, I used to have a humorous stage routine, which was speaking in dialect around the country.
Okay.
Taking about 20 different dialects of England. Starting up
So
in
can
London,
can I pick a region, and then you maybe you can demonstrate what it sounds like over there?
I hope so.
Okay. All right, let's go to Nottingham.
Nottingham. Nottingham's more like that. It's sort of South Yorkshire. It's fairly heavy, but it's not that bad.
Okay. All right, sounds good. How about we go north to let's say Glasgow.
Well, in Glasgow, they tend to talk through the nose. Like, I'm standing here on the crossroads and it's raining like hell.
That's good. All right. How about Yorkshire?
Well, it depends. In Yorkshire, you can have about 4 bloody types of attitude if you want. It depends.
God,
West Yorkshire is horrible.
This is silly good. This is silly good. How old is Bruce? I'm not sure if that's the kind of question you want to answer, but that's up to you.
If you wish, you can say that I'm 16 years shy. Actually, I'm 26 years shy of 100.
Oh, wow. So there you go.
74.
Do the math. Do the math yourself. Nottingham. Yeah, that's right. Sounds like Keith. That's right. I mean, when he spoke like the Glasgow talk, he did sound like Keith. Actually, we have a guy working for us.
Yeah,
he's from Glasgow.
I've never spoken to Keith. But
Oh.
I've emailed many times with him. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds just like him.
Poor fella.
Bruce sounds like the voice from a guy from a game from my childhood. What game? Okay, can you? Okay, now we got a request from the chat. Can you do a Scandinavian accent?
Well, it depends on what you're wanting to see. If you're speaking like a Swede, it comes.
Okay, crap. He's older than Sean. Yeah, that's true. You have to realize we've got a lot of younger people watching us. So, I mean, like younger than 20. Now, this guy fought with Abraham Lincoln. Well, no, he's not that old. I mean, not that old.
Tell my kids that.
Yeah. They can read it. Yes, we can read it, and we will read it from time to time. Okay, so how about you do your best impression of Russian accent then?
Russian accent is very difficult because Russians people, they're speaking from the throat here. And so one has to be very careful. I'm afraid of Russian woman's.
Okay. Why are you afraid?
Well,
what is your problem?
Because Russia is a maternal society.
No, it's not.
Not a
It's the
paternal.
man who rules Russia. And the man, I mean, like you and me, we were the man to rule the country.
The man, he thinks he rules Russia.
Okay.
The women let him think that.
Oh, you think they're smart, huh? This is joke. Okay, start playing the game, my dudes. Okay, we will.
Yep. Seriously.
But, okay, so it started for you in 1964, was it, again? Like the whole acting thing?
In 1964. 1964.
Did you say 64?
1964.
Yeah.
Well, in England, yeah.
In England.
I was working.
What was your
Scottish
first?
television.
What was your first job that that you had voicing, narrating stuff? What was the very first job you had?
Okay, continuity announcer for Grampian Television in Scotland, Aberdeen, in 1966.
1966. Okay.
Yeah.
How did you feel then? I mean, the first time walking into the studio, you realized now you're going to be talking, and there's going to be millions of people, well, hundreds of thousands at least, listening to your voice later on. What did it feel like back then?
Well, the beauty of television, then or today, is, or any studio, is you're in the studio with only one ugly person. I mean, with one good-looking person.
Likewise,
or a couple
Bruce,
of sound
likewise.
engineers.
That's
but
right.
You're not looking at millions of people as you are on the stage.
Yeah.
So it isn't a, what's the word I want? It's not a frightening thought. You just speak into the little microphone, hope like heck that you're saying it correctly, and the result is people will ask you back or they won't. I was asked back.
That's true. I mean, I'm so glad I got a decent sounding voice. With this kind of face, I would not be able to work on television. So, thank God I got a good voice. How old is he? He's
74.
74. He's 74. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to say it the way you said it, like what, 26 years old, 26
Shy of 100,
years, shy of 100. So one ugly person. That's right. Do the glorious Serbian accent, German accent. I mean, man, we got lots of requests. How long has Bruce played War Thunder? Does he play War Thunder? It's actually the most frequently asked question, Bruce. Seriously, like even when I'm streaming alone, always somebody's talking about you, man, like all the time. And like, does he play? When is he coming? Can we take a look at him? Now, finally.
Right. Here it is from the horse's mouth.
Yes.
Bruce plays War Thunder on August the 28th and about December the 4th. Other than that, I haven't, because I don't have time.
Yeah.
I like the game very much, actually. I love simulation. And it's a fantastically designed game. It's incredible. It really is.
So what's your favorite vehicle then? Aircraft or tank, whatever?
Keeping it between 1939 and 1945, or in general?
Okay. In general.
Well, I've always said the Challenger was perhaps my favorite tank. The Challenger 1, could be the Abrams, but the Challenger has always been a favorite of mine as far as tanks are concerned. As far as aircraft, I love the Spitfire Mark IV. Mm-hmm. I just love it.
But the funny thing is, your dad used to work on Hurricanes, right?
Yes, he did.
On in Royal Air Force. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, I was very young at the time, but we lived in Egypt from 1945 until 1947. During that time, if I can bring this forward so it comes...
Go ahead. Go right ahead.
My dad was the commanding officer for 208 Squadron.
Yeah, you can look at it here. This is the live feed.
Right. There we go. Right. Yeah. And one of the Hurricanes came in requiring a new propeller. Yeah. Unfortunately, wartime spares were very, very scarce, and particularly scarce in Egypt. We were in Abu Qir at the time. And my dad decided that he would have a go at splicing one of these wooden propeller blades by hand, which he did through the night.
Just a quick tip, guys. You got to understand that propellers are actually a very precise tool in an aircraft. They have to be machine tooled to perfection. Basically, if they're like a couple of grams off in terms of weight, it's gonna create an imbalance in rotation of the propeller. It can rip the aircraft apart quite literally. Okay, so and his dad did this by hand, in probably like a gloomy workshop with very little light. because it was like middle of the desert, right? It was Egypt.
There were hangars which themselves were restricted in lighting because of enemy, but nonetheless, he worked through the night, and I don't know if we can see the splice mark.
Yeah, we can. Yeah,
right.
It's visible.
This blade represents a replica that his own team made for him because of their respect for his skill in splicing the blade.
Can you show us the markings on the other side?
Yes, I can here.
Let me
go ahead and do it.
Let me give a better look to the people there. There you go, guys.
The information that you can see there is serial numbers of the propeller, the blade, the aircraft, the date it was done, etc.
And these are the splice marks right here.
Yeah, they're different on each side, which shows it wasn't a simple break.
Yeah.
Result, anyway, the Hurricane became airborne and flew and kept the blade, which is a pretty remarkable thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it actually went airborne after that. I mean, without propeller, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Fought and stuff.
It kept the propeller. Yep. Yep.
That's amazing. That's a great story, actually. When I saw this, like splice mark.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it was made by hand. It's just, I mean, it's so smooth, right? Hold on a second. Okay. Now, how about we play some Hurricane? Because I got one Hurricane right here, Hurricane Mark IIB. Now, a very interesting story about this particular Hurricane. This is a Soviet Hurricane in terms of it was made in Britain,
modified.
Then they shipped him to the Soviet Union, as per Allies did it all the time, and then quickly the Soviets found out that rifle caliber machine guns that were installed in a Hurricane just wouldn't cut it against German aircraft. So what they did is they dismounted all machine guns that it came with and installed 2 Berezing heavy machine guns and 2 Schwach autocannons. And then Germans, by 1943, they were so used to Brits flying Hurricanes with these pea shooters, essentially, right? Going against heavily armored and heavily armed German aircraft. They always tried attacking head-on against Hurricanes. But once they started realizing that Soviets field-modded these to have autocannons, you simply could not go head-on anymore. It was dangerous. And then Soviets shipped these schematics back to the Brits, and then the Brits started installing autocannons on their Hurricanes, and on both sides of the pond, the Germans were scared. I mean, the German flyers were scared of attacking Hurricanes head on.
Well, Sean, that the English will never try anything first, unless, of course, they invent it. So they had to let the Russians kill themselves first before they thought, no, they've got a good thing here. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah. So we're going to fly that particular build, and then we're going to switch to the original Hurricane. It's been a while since we did any aircraft on Thunder Streams. We've been playing tanks mostly because, let's face it, they're the start of this update. So while we're loading the game, guys, tell us, what do you think about this new update? What do you think about the new graphics, especially the new sounds, man? The new sounds in the game. It's when you like fire the autocannon from inside a tank, you can actually hear the spent shell casings like clanking, hitting the floor. They're clanking there and stuff. Oh, that's good. Silly good. And then there's M1 Abrams. That tank, I was waiting for so long, guys. Seriously. I mean, what's your favorite vehicle of this update? What do you think about the graphics? What do you think about the sounds and stuff? So I love the new puddles. Puddles are goddamn awesome. That's true. Graphics and sounds are awesome. Love the sounds. Because bias. Well, this is not Soviet bias. This is British/Soviet bias, because we're flying a British made aircraft with Soviet field modifications on it. So, all right.
There's been a historic closeness between the British and the Russians, regardless of politics.
That's true.
And Britain is perhaps the most loved nation out of the rest of the world for Russia. And the people of England know so little about Russia, but they're quite happy.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I'm here.
It's always this rivalry between governments. Actually, the folks themselves got very little beef. you know. All right, hold on a second. It's this kind of friendship that allowed us to defeat Nazism in the world.
Yep.
So there you go. This This is essentially the child of friendship between the Brits and Russians over here. A Hurricane Mark IIB with autocannons. It's actually a pretty good aircraft. Maybe the engine is a little bit underpowered for the size of its wings, a little bit, but it's pretty maneuverable, and it's a joy to fly. It's a very easy aircraft to learn. Very easy to controls, So it's a good plane. What I mean, your dad, he obviously worked a lot on these, right?
Yeah.
There's a story you told me about that he was like the longest serving.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate more on that, please?
There was a lot of theft of fuel, aviation fuel, going missing from Egypt, where my dad was.
Corruption.
Oh, no, don't say that. Just say bent rules.
Bent rules.
But anyway, Dad was selected as a legal counsel and given the job of trying to find out who was responsible for the theft.
Okay.
And it turned out after a lot of digging that his own boss, the superior commanding officer, was the ringleader.
Okay.
Dad being Dad, who was an extremely honorable person, and I say that posthumously as well as before he died, resulted in his being held back because the group captain at the time, who was responsible for this ringleading fuel theft, was told by the government that he had to continue in his post simply because there weren't the people available to replace him. So they overlooked the crime thefts.
Wow.
But as a retribution, my dad was kept back as a flight lieutenant, actually demoted from squadron leader down to flight lieutenant, and left there until he retired in 1961.
Wow.
But
that's a long time to be to be in that rank.
Yeah. And he was shoved all over the place as flight lieutenant with no chance of promotion.
Yeah.
On leaving the Air Force, he worked with Hawker Siddeley, which formerly was Blackburn Aircraft, and he was production manager on the NA-39 bomber. As a result, the Royal Air Force began to realize what had been done wrong to him. And for the 5 years from his 60th birthday until he retired fully, they were very good to him, and he was the sole liaison officer between the Royal Air Force and Hawker Siddeley, which part paid back his what's the word I want? The injustice that he was dealt. So
what about that ringleader guy after the war? Did he get jailed for what he did? Because that's a crime.
No, he didn't. Because it was wartime and it was overlooked at the time by the government.
And then they simply forgot about that.
Yeah, it was just under the rug.
Okay.
It was under the rug. There were a lot of injustices then.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, Dad ended up with a position that he would have got and didn't.
Yeah.
So that was part of this payback.
Yeah, that's true.
So sometimes you wait long enough, you do laugh last.
Yep, that's very true. Okay, we got an enemy 820G. See if I can catch this guy and take him out. A lot easier to do with this Hurricane than with the original one. That sports like, 6 or 8 machine guns? I mean, I think it was 6.
All you do is tickle the rear wheel.
That's true, yeah. You can't really do a whole lot more with that. You can get incendiary rounds, which are fairly better, but still. Oh, there we go. We had like 4 guys attacking that lone 820.
Yeah.
That guy had no chance of surviving that. Okay, so I'm going to go for light pillboxes since they're very little air targets that I see. Basically, I see none. So there we go. Okay, now let's take a little look into the chat. He actually looks like my grandpa. Cool. That's true. For some reason, add-on armor appears on my Sherman without me even researching it. Is it a premium Sherman that you have? Premium vehicles come with all the parts pre-installed. Is Bruce also going to be playing the game? I mean, if you wish.
You see that I have 2 sets of glasses.
Oh.
And without either pair, I'm blind, and with both pairs, I can't see a thing. So I just sort of try and work around the two. But I'll decline because my reactions are now nowhere near fast enough.
Yeah. But you got wisdom.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Wisdom is a pretty good...
fallback.
Yeah, a fullback, pretty good compensation for losing, reaction time. It's going to happen to all of us, trust me, guys. When you're like 74 it's going to be the same.
As long as you just don't talk. I remember those years.
But you can talk like that, and probably in your line of work, you get asked to do that a lot, right? I mean, since you're like an older man, and
well, I play in a number of Russian movies and television series, and they require different kinds of voices.
What was like the weirdest role you had to do?
Was actually in Baba Yaga. And I had to play a fat, greasy Turkish merchant and a king, as well as an American voice during the wartime. So
Man, I'm doing nothing to these pillboxes. I might want to go up and attack the aircraft because I'm not doing anything.
Just a sleazy voice, you know.
Princess negotiating powders, especially for you.
Yeah, that's good. And your favorite role of all that you did so far?
My favorite role was in actual fact doing voiceover for Habiensky.
Okay.
Where he played
Konstantin Habiensky. This is like a famous actor over here in Russia.
I acted with him in Kolchak, the television series.
Wow, that's good.
And I did his voice. Now, forgive me, because this is about 3 years ago. I've forgotten the title. He played a private eye who had no respect for the police.
Oh.
And I did voiceover for the movie, actually.
Wow.
It was about 6 serials, I think. But forgive me for that. You see, when you get older like me, senility, Alzheimer's, and dementia come in. And anyway, Mike, it's good to sit with you here doing the story. You know.
Thanks a lot, Bruce.
You're welcome.
No, I'm Mike. Okay, that's funny. Okay, how did you end up working for Gaijin on the shooting range and?
I did a lot of audiobooks for Ekmos, the large Russian publisher, in English, and it was through a colleague of mine there who has his own sound studio. As far as I understand, he called the guys at Gaijin and said, "Look, you know, this guy can do blah blah." Result was I came and met Andre. And did a piece. They liked it very much, and that was it.
That's how it started.
It happened that quickly. Yeah, it was July actually, so it's just less than a year.
Yeah. And what was the favorite episode you did for the shooting range and the garage so far?
Well, I'm going to say the favorite one was the first one, because it was the first one.
Yeah.
Which was dealing with the Comet aircraft at the time, the English Comet.
Okay.
And it was just the fact that I was given freedom of how I wished to voice it, with some humor, which is great because I love script with humor. And I've tried to maintain it whereby there's enough humor to make people smile, but not make people laugh. That's not the idea.
That's true.
It's just to keep it light with a mouth corner turned up, and I like that.
Yeah, don't turn that into a comedy movie.
Comedy,
it's
correct.
not comedy at all.
Correct. Yeah. Favorite? Gee whiz, that's the hardest question in life to answer.
Yeah.
I have lots of favorites.
Okay.
I thoroughly enjoy doing the shooting range. And until any of you guys out there say, "Hey, don't do it anymore," I'm not listening.
Yeah, it's been like I did I think the first 50 episodes of the shooting range, and and then suddenly like I get a call. I'm like, dude, you no longer work on the shooting range. I'm like, okay, fine. Why? Like, we got this other guy to do this, and actually, like, I didn't feel offended or anything, because it's the right match with the kind of show that is the shooting range. You need a more mature, older, wiser kind of voice.
Be careful, older.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. More experienced.
Good sounding correct.
Yeah, sounding correct. More experienced kind of voice for that kind of show, and it's a good match. And now finally, my God, I shouldn't have done that. I ripped my flaps off. Yeah, it's really hard to read the chat, interview Bruce, and then fly a hurricane. Anyway,
just admit it. You don't multitask well.
No, I don't. No.
I don't either.
Not at all. That's why I work in voice acting. Anyway. Because you don't need to be smart. All you got to do is read. It's easy. It's the easiest job in the world.
It is, as long as the script is 16 point or bigger. Then you can see it.
Then you can actually see it. Yeah, that's very true. So, and now I can finally go on a vacation, because I haven't been on vacation in a long time. Now I can go. By the way, you're going to be. I got some news for you, man. You're going to be voicing Thunder Show And
Do I try and copy you?
no, you know,
No, for goodness
I don't
sake.
talk like that.
I know.
First of all,
It was fun.
Yeah, you got to do Thunder Show and Crossout Show in June, I think. Yeah, that's when
Yep,
when I'm leaving. I'm going to Spain, guys. I'm gonna go on 2 weeks. You know, relax a little. I've been working for 2 years nonstop, so I need a little rest. So you're gonna do that,
Okay.
in my stead. Please don't ruin my show.
I daren't, because if I ruin your show, I'll ruin all the other ones as well they've got me doing. So
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so maybe perhaps you guys got any questions for Bruce while I'm trying to take off? My takeoff was a lot more successful than my landing, even though I landed perfectly fine. I mean, if you overlook me ripping off my flaps, which is like a little
well, we
setback,
overlook those things. You know?
minor setback.
Yes, just minor.
Don't know why, but you seem a little bit rude on Bruce. What?
No, he's
Why
not.
rude?
He just get beaten up afterwards.
How am I rude? Seriously.
He's not.
No, I'm not. It's funny. Bruce, ever spend time working on the radio?
Only what I'd written and delivering as speeches or requested of me through the agency, but not as a radio station.
Okay.
No.
Interesting. How do you not? Okay. Now I cannot read that, Angelo. Man, I don't speak. This appears to be Tagalog or some other form of Filipino. I don't do that. How many different languages Bruce can talk?
Can I speak?
I read it as it is. See how many
Okay.
different languages Bruce can talk. This is how it is.
Ich kann noch ein klein bisschen Deutsch gesprochen.
Okay.
Je parle un peu français.
Okay.
I speak English and I ruin Russian.
Yeah. Show me your Russian, by the way.
Я плохо говорю по-русски. Я ничего не понимаю, что я говорю.
Да все нормально ты говоришь, все.
Нет, только немножко русский. Немножко.
Немножко.
Да. Около 25%. 70% я ничего не понимаю.
Still enough for an interrogation. We got a KGB officer waiting outside.
It's okay. I speak English.
It's going to be quite enough, trust me.
I don't nothing speak Russian. Only English.
There's a comment here. Your German is good.
Oh, Dankeschön.
Even though I really don't speak German, but it sounds good.
I lived there for 4 years,
Okay.
so I have an idea how the German people talking slightly.
Bruce, would you do a crew voiceover? Like, would you
Yeah,
like
just
to
fine.
voice some of the crews we have in the game? Like tank crews, air crews, ship crews?
Okay. Tail gunner, Captain. Tail gunner, Captain. It depends what script you want me to use.
Yeah, I guess.
Taylor, are you there? I'm running short of ammo. Hell, do a turn.
Yeah, we're actually in Moscow right now. Funny thing is, he's been living in Moscow for longer than I am.
Yeah, don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crew is difficult. You give me the script, yes, I can do it.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with people down here. We're in the tail turret here. We've got 5 ME-109s behind us, throwing us lead. But no, we're Aussies. We're all right, mate. Don't worry about it. It depends what you want. On the spot is very difficult.
Damn
Quick
bloody
question.
Jerry's are coming for us. Okay.
I was born in Stafford in England.
Okay.
That was one of the questions.
Bruce, is this your first time working as game narrator?
Yes.
Okay. You really haven't worked on any other game, huh?
Not as a game, no. Not at
Okay.
all.
Interesting.
I've done lots of advertising and I've worked for film crews and things like that, but never as a game narrator. No, first time.
Well,
I just hope you like it out there.
have you two, Bruce and Sean, ever thought of doing a podcast? I could easily see such a thing working brilliantly with our official channel. Well, I've met him like 40 minutes ago. Seriously, I wouldn't mind, but we need to, break the ice a little bit.
Yeah.
We've only met each other 40 minutes ago. Now you want us to do a podcast? Maybe. I mean, I don't mind, but
They love us already, Sean. It's all right,
they
darling,
do.
don't worry.
Yes, we got our dynamic duo already in place. Okay, now I need to climb up a little bit. Bruce, what kind of voice act? Oh my God, so many questions. What kind of voice acting you did when you were new to voice acting Man, like such specific but yet random questions. I like that.
Well, it started on stage in England donkeys years ago when all I did was a typical dialect of a local area.
Yeah.
And as kids, we used to mimic the various radio shows that were going along, like the Goon Show. Hello, my darling. How are you?
My name is.
Trying to copy people.
That's true.
And the more I looked at life and the more I saw specific people who had differences that were visible or audible, I tried to mimic and copy.
That's true.
Because
that's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, people always ask, like, how do you do voices? How do you change your voice? How do you sound different?
It's very difficult, I tell you. You've got to be very careful.
Yes, that's
Queen
true.
Victoria, very nice man. You want to
That's
buy an
true.
elephant?
What you need to do is you need to listen to other people speak when they speak, and what you try and do is you mimic them all the time. You know, you hear some very funny way of how people talk or their accent and stuff, and
It's
what you do is
also
you copy
body
them.
language. Yeah.
That's very true. You always practicing. So basically, if you want to be in voice acting, you have to be able to make a fool out of yourself constantly at all times, whilst being entertaining yourself. That's the most important part, at least in my opinion. You know, if you can be funny to yourself, if you sound funny to your own,
you've got to become the character.
That's true. Yeah. Then you're going to be entertaining to other people. So that's true.
So if I want an old person's voice, I hunch my shoulders because that's how a more old person would be, and
then start to talk more. It's a while since I remember this, but if I recall my dementia not letting me interfere, it could be.
And you try and bring every muscle into play of how a person you're trying to copy would look and would feel and would act.
That's very true. Yeah, body language has to do a lot with that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that. But yeah, still.
But what's funny is when you're in the studio by yourself with a microphone and you got all this body language going and nobody's watching.
Yeah, I'm always gesturing, like when I voice something, I'm always like, using my hands, and I don't actually notice doing that. I mean, it's just it comes out naturally.
You speak like an Italian.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes, like an Italian man. Macaroni, pizza, pasta. It's me, Mario.
Hey, don't worry, huh?
No, don't worry. I got my mushrooms right here with my aircraft.
You mean fungi?
No, I mean mushrooms
Fungi.
from the Mushroom Kingdom.
Fungi.
You guys should make a Discord. I love when Bruce reads comment in different accents. Actually, that's what Bruce brought up when we first met, like 45 minutes ago. Was that? Hold on a sec. Oh, there's a Spitfire Mark 1.
Yeah, I just try and bring variety to it if it's possible, because everybody doesn't speak the same way, and judging by the names that we see, we get a guy from Hungary and another one from India and a third from Brazil.
Yep.
So just try and mix and match a little bit, even though the voice isn't of the person who wrote the comment.
Yep.
Just to give variety is the spice of life.
Yeah, that's very true.
And I'm a permanent optimist. That's what my endocrinologist says.
My Hurricane can almost keep up with a Spitfire, but Spitfire is a Spitfire.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually hit him. Hold on a sec. I might actually be able to take him out, like, now. I hit him.
In the dive you can. On the climb you can't.
No, not really. But I can pretty much keep up with him in terms of turning.
Yeah, you can outturn him, actually.
Really?
If he's not flat out, you can outturn him.
Okay. Let me.
The Spit was beautiful, but the Hurricane was better at a given speed.
Okay.
A couple of 100 knots, you'll outturn him.
Yep. Now he's outturning me. Because I'm losing speed rapidly, so I need to get some speed. Going too slow. Okay, now he's running away essentially.
He's got a bigger engine than yours as well.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, and a bigger wingspan, I think. His wings are bigger too. Everything's bigger in the Spitfire. Weaponry as well. Larger caliber.
Don't worry, baby. The star's still shining bright on your wing.
That's right. I don't know about you people, but it's about time I bring the smack on the sucker, right? Like right now. There we go. See, he's smoking, this fella. Over here.
You're doing quite well, guy.
I am doing quite well, Sonny. Look at this guy smoking like a pot. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy go.
You got him.
I got him by the bees, you know. All right, hold on a sec. Oh, there he's going down now.
That ain't cigar smoke.
There you go. Look at this guy. He's going to crash now. Oh, there we go. Oh,
No, he's
almost.
a British pilot.
Yeah, there we go. Got him.
Yes, but he's going to...
British or no British, he's kissing the ground now.
No, but he's
British this.
trying to put you off by doing circuit bumps, Patchty.
Yeah. Okay. Two aircraft down so far with Hurricane Mark 2B. I think the spirit of your dad is helping us out this time because I'm doing really great with this hurricane right here. Really good. Can you ram someone screaming "Hoorah"? No, I don't do that. I'm not Russian enough for this kind of stuff.
Somebody's asking how old I am again. 74.
74. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of these rockets since I'm not really finding any ground targets. Interesting how Russians loved Bell aircraft, but not the hand me down Spitfires. What makes you think that, Charter? I'm not really sure about that. I know their love for Bell aircraft. Sean, do you do voice acting on other thins too? What thins? What do you mean, Cookie? He's smoking like a pot.
I think the G is missing.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is a very special stream. Yeah, that's true. Stigma. My sound has disappeared after the update, and I can't find anything on the support side to fix it. Huh? You might want to
get a Macintosh.
No,
sorry.
No, you might want to talk to our support.
Yeah.
Contact support for that. It's really hard for me to tell what's broken. Like that. Oh my God, the goddamn flaps are ripping off again.
Well, it's a hurricane you're flying.
It's the C. It's the scheiße British design of the aircraft, always ripping off flaps. Not very reliable, is it?
Don't be talking with Willie like that.
Mr. Smith is not a hurricane.
It is hurricane. It's inferior German construction. It's ridiculous. Isn't it, Klaus?
But the hurricane is lovely, lad.
Oh. I love that. I need to practice more in Scottish and Irish.
That's Yorkshire.
Yeah, but still, no. I mean, in particular, I want to be able to speak like Scots and Irish folk.
It can be difficult.
Really
you need to get drunk first.
Well, probably, especially for Irish. You absolutely have to be drunk.
Then the Irish, well, it depends on what, and depends on where you are.
Yeah.
If you're up near there, it's a little difficult.
Useless Tool says Bruce has an amazing voice. Honestly, he does. That's very
thank
true.
you very much for the compliment.
Very true.
My wife would agree with you.
I hope that when I turn 74, I'm gonna sound just like you or something like that. I mean, I want to sound me, but okay, we did it, guys. We've won, and I ended up number 4. Number 4 of the team. Yeah,
not bad considering he's doing 10 other things at once.
Yeah, which is really hard. But I'm telling you guys, I'm more of a pilot than a tanker, so you see, I always do better with aircraft than I do with tanks.
Just a quick question there. Have I been to modern Egypt? Yes, I have.
Okay.
How many times do you need to change the perspective? Geez, how many times? As often as I have to.
So gifted. That's very true.
Russian accent, please.
Bruce, what is your favorite accent to act?
Well, I am telling you very much. I like Pakistani.
Pakistani?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Why?
Because.
Okay. That's a good answer.
Because it destroys grammar, but does not destroy the understanding.
Yeah, very true. Okay, so you mentioned before that Challenger is your favorite tank, right? British bias, naturally.
So far, yes, it is.
Okay, we're going to play some Challenger then. Mm-hmm. Might as well. A recent addition to update 1.77, what was it? Advancing Storm, I think.
Yes, that's right.
The name of the update. So, there we go. Well, I am the worst pilot in War Thunder. Trust me, you haven't seen me play when I'm drunk. So, Sean, I mean, do you do voice acting in movies or cartoons? Well, I did some voice acting in Penfilov's 28. Actually, recently, that's the movie that we helped produce with Gaijin. Okay. All right. Fine. No problem. Got some notes here from my superiors. Right. Gonna move on to Charlie, because, to be honest with you, Challenger's actually not a bad tank to go to a city fight. Actually pretty good.
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't really go fast, but it pivots fast on the spot. So you can turn fast, which is good. So I'm going to observe the map. Looks like we got the team evenly spread across all 3 points, except Bravo. Only 2 guys going there. We got 4 going Charlie, 4 going to Alpha. So, well, seems okay.
Just to answer a question a bit earlier, what do I think of the Australian Air Force? I think for the number of craft they did have, they did very well indeed.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they helped the British an awful lot.
Yep.
Yep.
Especially their infantry was pretty famous.
Yes,
Australian infantry. Yeah. Australian and I think Scottish infantry was also pretty famous. Out of the entirety of Commonwealth.
Yeah, it's difficult. Hell, they all did well.
Yeah.
Everybody did well.
Actually, I heard about an Australian guy who carried a broadsword to Normandy. He actually had a broadsword, and
yes, and he never carried a gun. He used the broadsword.
He used the broadsword, and he survived the war.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
I mean, that's ridiculous, but it's amazing at the same time. I mean, a guy brings a medieval weapon to like a then modern war with all, rapid firing weapons and artillery, and he survives.
I know. I could just imagine him doing Bruce Lee, deflecting bullets and things from
machine gun bursts. Yeah. I mean, it's just crazy.
But he did survive. Yes, he was.
That's very true. Okay.
Wasn't me.
Yep. Okie dokie. All right, I see it. I see a T-64, not anymore. This guy, Scratch 1. Challenger, one of the better armored tanks of this update. Not a very fast tank, no. But the turret speed is good and smooth, nice stabilizers on this thing, and it pivots fast, so it's actually quite nice for city fights.
For a tank commander who knows the machine, it's an excellent vehicle.
Well, you can say that about pretty much any other machine, as long as you know it well. But no, actually, Challenger is not a difficult tank to master at all. No. It's actually a very good, easy to play tank.
It's nice looking. I like it.
It is, yeah, very futuristic-like. At least the turret. I can't really say the same for the chassis because it's kind of bulky,
Well,
it's actually
British
bigger.
have always been like that.
Yeah. Oh man, I mean the British tanks during World War II. Wow. Now these were some of the. Don't mean to offend the Brits here, but
you can't.
It's some of the most hideous-looking machines ever conceived by humanity. Seriously, but they were effective.
I was just going to say, my good man, they work always. There's no problem with them at all.
Yeah.
Bloody foreigners.
Okay. Here we go. I'm going to try and flank around this town and move over to Bravo, help our guys out, because we only got one guy left there, and he's not doing too good. He needs all the help he can get. Now, the problem is with the Challenger, it doesn't really move fast enough for you to be able to relocate like from one flank to another. So you gotta plan in advance. And I guess that kind of stems from British naval psychology, naval thinking.
Strategic.
Strategic planning. Yeah. You need to plan ahead, plan your courses with a ship, even though it's a tank. Whatever Brits build it's a ship.
Well, yes, of course it is. You should know. We plan the route there, make sure everything's okay, and then we knock the hell out of the blighters. That's true. Very, very easy.
Yeah. Naval news. We had a closed test not so long ago. But that's all the news I can tell you for now. Trust me, it's coming. It's coming along nicely, and it's going to come out pretty soon. But when it's done. That's all I can say right now.
Right. Yeah.
Bruce does play War Thunder, just not a whole lot of it because he's busy.
I don't have the time. I really don't. I write children's bedtime stories, among other things, plus humorous articles.
You're also a writer.
Yeah.
I just found out. So what do you write?
Well,
exactly?
I'm completing a story about my elder daughter's daycare center, which with her title called The Drool Squad. Drooling is dribbling, babies dribbling. She looks after children 1 month old to 4 years old.
Wow.
In the U.S. So it's called The Drool Squad, and it's a humorous 30-page story, short. My younger daughter is Canadian, living in Canada, and she has her own riding school, horse riding school.
Oh.
And the title of that one is Fillies on Fillies and a Stallion. And it's the antics that the horses get up to, throwing their riders, aircraft sailing for riders themselves, and how they get stumped in the ground, and the general mess around. Again, about 25, 30 pages with a few illustrations.
Yeah.
I'm completing a cookbook that I've been 3.5 years into already. It's called Bruce's Better Bites. And
I like that.
The cookbook has a story with each dish. So I've taken a traditional dish of each country, of numbers of dishes sometimes.
What's your pick for Russia?
Well, first of all is borscht.
Oh man!
But
finally, somebody who pronounces borscht the right way. I mean, it's
there's
always
no T
with
on
Westerners they
borscht.
say borscht. There's no T. I mean, it's really hard to explain to people. But yeah, Russians never say borscht because it's borscht. It's just borscht. People,
Правильно
come on.
сказал, Шон.
Borscht.
Да, спасибо большое.
Yeah.
So borscht is the soup, but also котлета по-киевски, which is so maligned.
Yeah.
It's a neat way to make it, but the difference is in how I spice the outside, which is non-traditional. So it's Bruce's Better Bites.
Interesting.
So in other words, if you have a Russian котлета по-киевски and Bruce's котлета по-киевски, you'd come back for mine.
Yeah. Okay.
I hope.
But
the story attached to it is how I first tasted the first Russian котлета по-киевски, which was with a KGB colonel. And I was a guest on my first week during April of 1994, visiting Russia. And it was pretty good, but mine tastes better.
Oh. Huh.
Anyway, that answers that question. But there are about 120 pages altogether, with somewhere around about 60 main courses, starters, soups, salads, as well as desserts.
All righty.
And they come from all over the world. Orient, South America, South Africa, Europe, Russia.
Is there anything you don't do, Bruce? I mean, you do like cooking, you do writing, you do voice acting.
I don't dance, sweetheart.
You don't dance, okay. Oh, it's always, I always like how Brits say, you don't dance. You so,
if you want it that way, no, I don't dance at all.
No, I don't dance at all. Yeah,
No.
just say, I dance. It always has to be with an A like that. I mean, it's just the way I'm used to it. It's dancing, but no, with Brits it's dancing. It's so,
Well, you see,
so regal,
Sean,
so royal.
The problem, Sean, is that Americans can't speak English.
Okay, all right.
Sorry about that, guys.
The funny thing is that what I learned traveling the world is that like the native speakers, such as Brits, and for example, Spaniards, like Spanish people from Spain.
Yes.
In terms of how they speak Spanish, and how I don't know, take Venezuela for example. And Venezuelans, they draw similar differences to Spanish as Americans do, basically. Like the way a lot of Americans hear British English is like very regal, very royal, a little bit old time. It's the same way with Venezuelans when they speak Spanish. Like the original Spanish sounds like regal, old time,
better than original Spanish.
Well, pretty much, yeah. It sounds like that to them too, and it's often like that with languages that were passed down from the original country to some colony or some other country and stuff like that. So.
Well, we look at the Australian accent is a derivative of the south of England, primarily London, which is where most of the criminals at the time were shipped off to Australia. Yeah,
basically they shipped a bunch of criminals and crooks to Australia. They wanted to make like a huge prison out of there or something.
But with an East London accent.
Yeah.
It's all right, mate. Yeah, I'm going to talk like that. Well, that's East London, you know. But now you get Aussie, which is not too much different, mate. You know?
Well, yeah,
it's similar.
But it's distinct. It is different, but it's very close. Yeah.
But it carries on from the London area, or should we say the home counties area, which is where the bulk of criminals came from. You know, people who stole a loaf of bread. They're out and out criminals. Disgusting.
Yeah.
Yes, against the crown and all that. Then South Africa also. There's nothing wrong with South Africa. It tends to be very guttural, which is a leave over from Belgium. From the Flemish.
We gotta give Tank Arcade Battle some love as well. So we're gonna do some Tank Arcade at 9.3 Americans, M1 Abrams, best tank in the game, in my opinion. I really love my Abrams. It's a good tank. Even though it's ugly, it's misshapen in terms of, I got OCD.
It's American. Right? It's American. What else do you expect? Big and ugly, but works.
Big and ugly works. But, well, I mean, it's still better looking than pretty much all of British tanks, except Challenger. At least it doesn't dance, you see.
It should.
Not dancing.
If you handle it rightly, stroke it in the right place, it dances.
Bruce,
well.
do you do audiobooks?
Yes,
he does,
I do.
as far as I know. What was like the best, the most interesting experience with a book you had when recording?
Well, I've done most of the classics at the request of, say, the Russian publishing company. But Mark Twain was a good one, but I also like Jack London. Most of about 15, 18 books I've done altogether, plus my own. Of course, I have a book called Present of Fate, which dealt with the last 6 months in Canada prior to coming to Russia and the first 2 years in Russia. And it's 100% true with the exception of the names. And it's quite exciting.
It's actually, since you lived like pretty much everywhere in the world, so Egypt, Canada, UK, US, where else?
Russia.
Deutschland?
Deutschland, France.
No, I haven't lived in France.
Spain.
No, I haven't lived. I've only visited Spain once.
Switzerland.
Well, all the countries I've visited many, many times. But I've only lived in Germany, Russia, Canada, England, and Egypt. Yeah.
So what are your first 5 tips to a guy moving to Russia?
Moving to Russia is don't believe 3/4 of what you're told in the press. Make sure that you find legitimate Russian people, good Russian people, because they're much warmer than most newspapers would give you credit for. They're better friends in my experience, and I've lived for many years in the West as well as non-West.
A little bit more honest, let's say, even though it's kind of harder to break the ice with Russians.
Yeah, but once you do, if you're invited to the kitchen, you're in for life, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, that's true.
No, they're more wholesome in that regard, in my experience. And I've had a lot of friends in the West, but I do like my Russian friends very much.
Oh my God, I'm not really good with arcade, guys. I apologize. I don't really play arcade.
Well, why don't you take the learner plates off?
It won't help, trust me. Oh, Lord. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
I totally sucked there. Sucked bad.
You need Russian people who know the Russian way of doing things, which is very different from probably your history and your experience. But if you succeed with that, boy, you'll have a good time.
And there's a lot of work to be done here, especially if you speak good English and you speak at least some Russian,
Yeah, learn Russian if you can. I'm too old to effectively learn Russian, and I'm not a linguist. I'm not a polyglot. Russian is a very, very difficult language. If you have any option to learn prior to coming, do it.
Yeah,
it's well worth it.
This will go a long way once you move here. That's very true.
Yeah.
But generally, Russians are, they're very acceptive of foreigners in terms of when you're trying even a little to learn Russian, they're going to like you a lot more.
Yes. It's when you try to integrate.
Yes.
If you try to integrate, you've got friends all over the place.
That's very true.
It's if you behave like an immigrant, which a lot of Brits did in Canada.
Oh, they haven't got fish and chips. Oh, they haven't got beer. They can't do this. They can't do that.
Well, go back.
Yeah.
Don't stay there.
That's very true.
But if you're going to come to a country, you're immigrating.
You got to mingle. You got to mingle with the folks. That's true. It won't work otherwise. Oh my God, this is so
You've got to embrace the culture you're going to.
Yep.
Yeah, you're allowed to criticize, providing it's constructive, not destructive.
That's very true. Especially if you live there. I mean, you know it yourself. You've seen it with your own eyes. That's very.
I never tell Russian people that they're stupid.
Yeah.
The whole country is. Yeah. But I never tell. No, I'm joking. I wouldn't be here if I said that. Don't worry.
Oh, there are stupid people everywhere. Regardless of where you go, you're going to come across those kind of people.
I left Britain because of that.
Okay, what do you miss the most about the UK?
Fish and chips.
Fish and chips, seriously.
Fish and chips.
You really love it.
Really, yeah.
Oh, used to it. Okay.
You can get some reasonable beer here at one or two of the pubs. I don't drink. Okay.
Okay.
I can't because I'm allergic to alcohol.
Oh.
But
seriously?
Yep.
It's a medical condition.
Yeah, I had a spinal injury and I went 15 months recovering in the Fedorov Clinic. the result was I became allergic to alcohol.
Amazing.
I've always been allergic to alcohol on my skin, but internally, it's I just
Do you miss it?
alcohol never.
Yes.
Fish
No.
and chips, yes.
Okay. Fish and chips, that's good.
Yeah. And it's-
Funny thing is, I do love burgers. I mean, after
So do I, but my body doesn't. You've seen my
Oh,
shape.
yeah.
Well, I've seen your shape too.
Yeah, well, you can
Yeah.
tell I love burgers.
Oh yes.
All right, I'm gonna hit this guy. What I like about arcade is that you get a lead marker, even though it's not a guaranteed hit, but still kind of
It gives
helps you
pretty
get
good
you
guideline.
get
yeah.
your bearings on where you're shooting at.
Yeah.
Man, that's a tough aircraft. That Arado 234. Even though like I'm firing a 20 mil autocannon. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm not driving an MBT no more. But still, 12.7 plus 2 7.62 machine guns. You know, this is like decent firepower.
It's not bad.
That thing's surviving. Look at that.
Yeah, it was just
Well,
the
at
driver.
2 kilometers. I'm not going to be able to hit it.
No.
It has to get closer.
What's 1 centimeter at the gun muzzle is 2 kilometers wide at the aircraft. Sorry, Sean.
All right, come on. Come closer. I'm trying to bait him into coming closer to me. Okay.
Stick your head out of the top.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I'm really not a big fan of arcade. I really don't play it much, so I'm gonna suck hard. I apologize. This is it. I think this is it. Yeah, they're gonna kill me now.
I see somebody else is going to have target practice. He says, yes, we have a face behind the voice.
That's true. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna fly in arcade. I think I'm gonna do way much better.
I hate kvass.
Russian language is easy to learn. That's untrue.
Oh, it is for a Russian.
It is, well, yeah, if you don't speak any other language and you've been
Yes.
speaking Russian since your birth, basically,
Yeah.
then yes, it's not hard. As any language in the world, you know,
Correct.
take a Chinese, Japanese, whatever. But once you try and learn it from a different coming from a different language, it's
my
very
age,
difficult.
50 years old, doesn't work.
Yeah, it's just the grammar's different. You know, all the rules are different. It's a different language. It works differently.
But it's not just that. It's also we don't have sound.
Yeah,
in English.
and then these, mягкий знак, твердый знак. That was a pain.
Still
to
is.
understand. Yeah,
Still
So
is
there's-
a pain, yeah.
that's very hard. But yeah, basically like, that's what was one of the most difficult things to understand and learn.
Well,
Me, what
It could be a Texan. Say, how like my rolling? Ring.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
never
guess
mind.
that's the closest you can get to it.
I
but still,
tried.
Yeah, but it's really damn hard. I can tell you. Arcade battles. I'm gonna go with my LA5. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Well, whilst you're finding that, where in Canada did
No.
I live? I lived in Toronto. First of all, Oakville, then Pickering. Then I
Okay.
lived in Nova Scotia, Liverpool, Nova Scotia, and then back to Toronto again prior to coming to Moscow. Hope that answers that question.
The most simple language in the world is Spanish. Well, I wouldn't call it a simple like a simple language, but it's not difficult actually. I tried learning Spanish, and it's easy to get a hold of, but it's very hard to master properly. I mean, it's easy to start speaking it at like a basic level. Probably the easiest of them all.
Pidgin Spanish,
Pidgin
as it is
Spanish,
in English.
yeah.
Yes, I speak English.
Yeah, that's true.
Si, señor. Y hablo español.
Hello, Bruce. So glad to see you on stream. Keep that voice warm.
Thank you very much. That's
Yeah,
good.
Keep it warm. Keep it safe.
Unfortunately, I can't see you, but I assume you're better looking than I am.
Gonna get rid of these rockets. I don't need them for an air battle. Just gonna climb up. Because you can do crazy stuff in arcade and get away with it. Because the flat model is a bit simplified.
Like you can't lose your wings.
Well, you can.
Well,
But you got to be going really, really fast.
Yeah.
You're more likely to hit the ground by that point and not lose your wings. Just,
right.
just ram it hard. Contrary to popular belief, German is very easy to learn. Maybe not the easiest, but it's very easy to adhere to. Perhaps.
Ich denke.
Jawohl. Deutsche Sprache ist schwere Sprache. I apologize. My German is horrible.
You asked if I can speak with an Irish accent. It depends where. But from Dublin, it's like that. You know, there's a lot of people like who think they speak Irish and they don't.
Yeah. Irish
Belfast
also
is
has like
harder.
a ton of different dialects and
Yes,
accents, and
yeah.
so is Scottish.
As we say with Glaswegian tends to be nasal, but in Inverness-shire they believe there that they speak English more correctly than the English. And Edinburgh, well, Edinburgh is Edinburgh.
Okay, 67. All right, I'm gonna boom and zoom these guys. Not a whole lot of arcade players realize you can boom and zoom people, and that's an effective tactic to use. Let's see if I can get this guy using my RB skills, mad skills.
'Tis if you go in a bit like an idiot, where they think you just can't control your craft, and then at the last second you aim and fire.
Well, yeah. Oh, that was an assist. Not enough. Gonna climb back. Drop down on them guys again. What I really like about arcade, and especially flying Wyvern in arcade, is that you get a lot of shots. Even if you're a poor shot, you can still get away with it. You can just, you can just pray and spray. Yeah. And it will work most of the time, which is good. Okay, we got a 0 here. That's a very nimble aircraft, especially in arcade. If he spots me, I'm not going to be able to hit him. So it has to be a one-shot kill, essentially. Okay. Oh, nope. I failed miserably, as I usually do. Oh, sorry about that. Thank God for arcade. I survived this. Ooh, no, please, sir. No, please, don't kill me. I'm too beautiful to die. Oh, no.
You're lucky. You're lucky. You're very lucky. There.
I am.
So the bullets were spaced apart too far.
Yeah. Oh, man. Almost hit him there. Wow, almost rammed an ally. Almost, but not quite.
Well, they say a miss is as good as a mile.
Yes. You see, I think we need to speak to Ministry of
Aviation.
Aviation, yes. Because this aircraft is not really built to stand. Look at this thing go. Look, it's not flying. It's falling down. What?
You notice how this American is trying to speak with an English accent and is failing miserably.
Yeah, actually, that's the funny thing. Often I get asked to, like, can you record like British accent? We need a British voice. I'm like, no, I don't do that. Well, but it's like, but you speak English. I'm like, yes, I do.
Yes, yeah.
But you must be able to speak like British. I'm like, no, I don't do that. I mean, I can, but anyone who speaks English, especially if they hail from Britain, they're going to be able to tell, look at this sucker go. I mean, no, I just don't do that.
The common mistake, though, is non-native English people often refer to the way in which people in England speak English as a British accent.
Yeah.
There is no such thing.
There's no such thing.
There are more than 70 dialects.
They're probably referring to the BBC English,
Well,
as
quite
like
possibly, yes.
Standard.
This is the BBC Home Service.
Yes.
Here is the news.
Yep.
And it's very careful. But then you have the pretense, the aristocratic. Yeah, I say, anybody for tennis? Oh, come on, jolly good show. Let's have a go, shall we?
Yeah.
Yes, which is more of the 30s and 40s English, the way in which English was spoken.
Nobody talks like that anymore.
Some do, but
maybe guys in the Parliament.
No, in Parliament, it's becoming worse and worse because
House of Lords.
Well, they're usually asleep.
They're not really doing anything except
no. Their voice, their dialect is sort of here. Well, what's
it's
that?
time to pass a law. Oh
Yes, okay.
God, I was ripped apart.
Tell me when we're voting. Yes.
I'm so happy I found this as facepalm videos. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. Bruce, as a British, what do you think when Americans call soccer, when they call football soccer, basically?
We've always forgiven them.
Yeah, it's actually funny. I mean, I was the same way. Soccer was soccer, football was football, right?
Football
But coming here, you realized how much bigger football is compared to, to American football.
Well,
like the real football to American football.
I'm going to come out on a limb, Sean. I'm going to say that the English invented what you call what Americans refer to as soccer.
Soccer.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they also invented rugby football.
That's true.
Which is what the basis of American football is.
Yes.
Americans dropped the rugby part and kept football. Consequently, they had to refer to the English game as soccer.
That was the whole drive to distance, like Americans was trying to distance themselves from the British. I mean, we don't do tea. You keep the tea, okay? We don't do rugby. We don't be rugby. Yeah, you keep the rugby. So it was the whole point of trying to distance and change and be different to Brits. So that's why.
Well, it was to get away from the oppression of the royal family at the time and taxes.
They're true.
Yeah. So tea was kept.
You two are
Taxes were
awesome.
dropped.
Thanks a lot, Chase Foster. We appreciate it. Rugby is awesome. Actually, I kind of like rugby more because rugby guys, they don't wear all these like tons of armor on themselves. They just-
We wear a jockstrap and that's all, mate.
That's true, which is awesome. I mean, this particular sport, it has bees. Okay, I can't really say the full word, but you understand what I'm talking about, right? It's bees.
Yeah.
A word that starts with B. Well, I mean, I'm not saying American football doesn't, but let's just say rugby is a bit more manly, in my opinion.
It's the trick with rugby though is how to tackle.
Yeah,
If you tackle correctly, you don't get hurt.
that's true.
If
Yeah.
you tackle as the American footballers do,
you just slam these suckers.
Well, you call up the morgue
You
and
try,
say-
you try and kill them.
you call up the morgue and reserve a space.
That's very true. Yeah.
So, by the way, no, I've never lived down under to answer that question from the Aussie. Rugby is if you tackle below the waist,
Yeah.
between the backside and the knee, you'll never get hurt.
That's very true because it's all very soft around those parts. You know, no
it-
like major bones sticking out that can
That's right.
kill
but it
you.
absolutely prevents leg movement.
Yeah.
And it brings the mountain down.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
But you know what? Now, talking about sports, I think football, classic football, is a very fine kind of sport. It's actually a very gentleman-like sport because it makes you play with your feet, even though we're not.
Are you referring to soccer?
evolution. No, I know. Yeah, I refer to soccer, real football.
Yeah, okay,
classic
okay.
football.
Yeah.
Like what I mean to say is that the evolution made us work with our hands, right? They gave us opposite thumbs, and whoa, there we go. Got this guy.
Soccer's for the girls.
Rugby's for the men.
Okay, you totally missed the point there. What I mean to say is,
Sorry.
is that it's a much more fine sport in terms of it makes us work with our feet, which we're not designed for. Our feet are for walking, not really for doing anything else in terms of evolution.
And I thought I could dance.
Well, yeah. Can War Thunder come to Nintendo Switch? Actually, that's a very fair question. As far as I know, the company is looking into that possibility, and I would love to see War Thunder come to Nintendo Switch because I'm a big fan of Nintendo console, especially Switch. I would love for that to happen, but I'm really in no position to tell you if that's going to happen or not because we don't know ourselves. Maybe not. It's hard to say, at least for now. So, but hold on a sec. Keep your hopes up, folks. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. It's hard to say. Hold on a sec.
Says, can you say the intro to the shooting range?
Go ahead.
Gaijin Entertainment presents The Shooting Range.
Yes.
In this episode, blah, blah, blah.
I used to do that too back in the day.
Yeah.
Like a year ago.
I like it. It's
Okay. Did you listen to my episodes that I did,
I did.
prior before? And what did you think at the time?
I hope people don't dislike my voice because so many people liked yours.
Oh, well, thanks a lot. Didn't expect you to say that.
Well, do you want the
kinda
truth? Oh, no, sorry.
No, go ahead. No, please tell me the truth. Yeah, I would like to know the truth.
No,
Let's be honest about this.
it isn't. Because I had not seen, I'd heard of the game before, but I'd not
Yeah.
tried it.
Yeah.
And I wasn't aware of what the game entailed, or should I say, what Gaijin Entertainment entails with War Thunder.
Yeah.
And I was just blown away with all the fantastic graphics and the thinking and the creativity in the game. It was just, I felt just super with being asked to play, speak,
Yeah.
narrate. But your own voice, it was an American accent.
Oh, yeah.
I usually say this, that Americans, when they read English, read it without much enthusiasm because it's the way they're taught in
Yeah.
the States.
Yeah.
English is far more undulatory.
Yes,
Up
yes.
and down and this
Yeah.
kind of thing. And I felt that I could add to what you'd done purely because I'm a native Brit
Yeah.
English speaker. But.
But then again, I mean, going up and down with American English is associated with comedy.
Yeah.
So, the more colorful you become, the more comedy-like you sound with American English. So, it's like a really fine line you're walking when you're
It is.
voice acting with American accents. So,
My experience in Canada helped a hell of a lot because, of course, Canada's
Yeah.
the village north of New York.
please do War Thunder Weekly Show intro. War Thunder Weekly Show. Oh, you mean the Thunder Show? In this episode, well, usually then I go read all whatever
Yeah,
videos we got on there, and then welcome to Thunder Show. So now it's time to pick the best comment of the past week. So then I go read the comment that actually I'm like about an hour ago I've finished recording this week's episodes of Thunder Show and Crossout Show.
Right.
All right, hold on a sec. All right, good. Might as well. Actually, I'm quite enjoying arcade. Might as well do more. Let's do MD4522C. That's not a very romantic name for aircraft. What happened with naming planes after World War II? It seems that in World War II, everything had a name, had a beautiful name, especially coming from the Allies.
Yes.
Americans had names for aircraft. Brits all. I mean, I actually had better names, better sounding names.
Well, we're creative, you see.
But now it's all just numbers and numbers and numbers and
Well, Britain started with the NA-39.
Yeah,
That was one of the first numbered aircraft.
mm-hmm.
But
And it's not a trend I like. I think
I
machines as regal and as beautiful as these, they deserve names.
and as expensive.
Yeah, they're expensive too.
Hundreds of millions of dollars or pounds. I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Make a voice contest. Oh, I'm gonna lose. Seriously, this guy, he's got like so much more experience than I am.
Not unless you say American, in which case you're likely to win hands
That's
down.
basically like, I mean, in terms of voice acting department, that's basically, if we were boxers, right? He'd be like Mike Tyson, and I'd be like a 6-year-old girl. That's no contest at all.
I never hit young girls.
Good for me.
It's a different kind of life, okay?
Yeah.
Voice acting is by background. It isn't necessarily Sean's background.
Yeah. I guess. But mine's also pretty, well, I mean, it's not as colorful as yours, but it's still...
But you're doing a different way. You're doing different things altogether,
comes from what you did before, prior, what you've seen in life, who you spoke to, and it's always like that.
What your life's experiences are.
Yeah. You two seem like some really cool guys. Thanks a lot. Because we are.
Of course we are.
Of course we are. Of course we are, good chap.
Never serious unless it's necessary.
Yes, Bruce. Isn't it time for us to have some tea then?
I'll be a bloody good idea, mate. Yeah. Get some down my neck, won't I?
Oh, down me neck.
Yeah.
I really got to practice this this Cockney, that you're doing.
Cockney means you were born within the sound of the Bow Bells in London. It's not because you lived in East London or South or anything else.
Okay.
As long as you can hear the Bow Bells ring, you are Cockney.
You're Cockney.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's up the apples and pears, isn't it? Go upstairs, yeah. Right, mate, yeah.
Hey, bloody Yanks. What's wrong with you?
That's not bad.
Okay, I'm trying. I'm learning.
He's speaking French, by the way.
Like the Rafale. Yeah, Rafale is actually a pretty cool name. That's true.
Yep.
We might actually go down lower a little bit in terms of BR, find us a better match faster. So I might want to go down to, let's see. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go with some Italians here. That's right.
Hey, make sure you do it right, huh?
Yes, I'm a Mario. Gonna fly this aircraft. Regia Aeronautica is what we call our Air Force. Regia Aeronautica.
Is it not bad?
It's not too bad at all.
Yeah, even Google says his accent's right and all.
Okay, why APDS nowadays was hard to pen? What? This? No, that's completely untrue. I'm using APDS all the time, and I'm having no trouble. Soviet vodka power. Is it possible to queue up in a game with you guys? Not today, but maybe some other time. Can you give us an ETA for when War Thunder is coming to Xbox? Oh man, I can't. It's in the works, but I got no ETA.
It's the devs themselves who provide that information, not your humble voiceover in terms of me.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you have to realize even devs themselves cannot tell you the exact date sometimes, because I mean that's a lot of work they're doing, and it's hard to forecast in that department. So, you speak any Asian dialect, Bruce?
When some time is I try. Not very good.
Okay. I hear rustling. Could be a rustlers, partner, huh?
Oh.
You are a foreign scammer.
Sayonara.
Sayonara, Mitsubishi. Honda.
Only on Monday.
Kawasaki.
Samsung.
No, that's Korean.
Oh, sorry. Herbert song.
Yeah. Okay. Any word on Tier 6 planes? No word for still. That's a cool show. Keep that coming. Thanks a lot, guys. How about some likes on YouTube, huh, guys? How many likes do we have on YouTube now?
Half.
Tell us in the chat, please. I think we deserve some. That's one of the most entertaining episodes we did so far, me thinks. I don't know about you guys, but you tell us.
Yes, he asked, what's my accent? I don't know. I would say it's mid-Atlantic.
That's an Italian plane. Where is my pizza oven? No, I don't see it. Where is it? Trying to find it.
Behind the engine firewall.
Yes? Where is that?
Keeps it warm. Yes.
Okay. I know another cool phrase in Italian. Requiescat in pace.
I beg your pardon?
That means die in peace or something like that. Somewhere along those lines. Requiescat in pace.
Mille grazie.
Yeah, ma bella.
Oh.
300. Okay, wow. That's okay. 423. Can we get to 600 people, please? Maybe 700. Opinion on Czechoslovakian pilots and maybe the future of Czechoslovakian world in War Thunder. That's a good question.
Yeah, I can't comment because I don't know.
Me neither. But I like Czech. I want to say. I'm gonna get this guy. It's so hard to concentrate on the game when you're talking. Oh my God, it's so hard. God damn it! What the hell is wrong with me today? Look at this and ram this guy.
Do you want me to answer that?
Yeah, go
sorry.
ahead. Go right ahead.
I can't. It was just a beautiful introduction line.
Yes. P-108. It's a ground attacker. Ground pounder. All right, let's see. It has a 102 millimeter cannon. My God.
It's truth.
Look at this beast. But that's a four-engine aircraft. It's not a very maneuverable craft. Look at this thing go. Look. Oh.
Yeah, but
that's for people with dementia. Seriously, this.
Thank you. I knew I recognized it.
No, I mean, I didn't mean you. I mean, this just was a real, like, slow folk. I am turning now. It's going to be a while before I can turn 360 degrees.
Give yourself another 3 minutes, mate.
Yeah.
No, somebody wanted a Scouse accent, you know, the way the Beatles talk like that from Liverpool.
Oh, Liverpool, yeah.
It's all right. Yes, I did meet the Beatles in life, in the cavern.
Wow.
In 1966. It was
1966.
Pretty interesting. I had the gall to go up to them, shake their hands, and say, "You guys are doing pretty well."
And they did what?
They did pretty well.
Okay, that's good. It's arcade. Use those flapping for turning. That's true. Yeah, I gotta get used to that. I'm always afraid of ripping them off like it happens in RB, but this is arcade. I gotta adjust my brains for that.
It's a four-engine bomber that doesn't go fast enough to rip off the flaps.
That's the funny thing. It's not a bomber. It's a ground pounder.
Well, okay.
I mean, yes, it does look like a bomber. And like the first time seeing it, I was like, hey, it's a bomber. It has four engines. What else could it be? But no, it's a ground pounder because it's Italian, and Italians are different, you know?
Yeah.
They think outside the box. Hey, let's make a ground pounder that has four engines. Like, make it as big as a goddamn village or something. You know, it's huge.
It's like an air Ferrari built on a base for a tank.
It's like an air Ferrari built on an Italian shipyard.
That's
yes,
good thinking. Yes. Tell Mussolini.
Actually, another funny fact about Italians in the war is that they built some of the best ships in the world, but for some odd reason they couldn't handle them. Like, Germans did much better with their ships. I mean, with Italian ships, Italian-made ships, than Italians did with Italian-made ships.
Well, the Germans know that they build very good mechanics, but their design is not the best in the world.
Yes.
But we are a precision nation who is very good mechanically.
I think I'm just going to use my my gunners go into gunship mode because this 102 cannon, 102 millimeter cannon, I'm not going to hit anything with that. It's too big, too slow.
You're going to blow a hole in the mountain and leave the aircraft.
Probably. I mean, I can call down avalanches on these guys with this kind of cannon. Just, you know, make them fly next to the mountain face and just blow a hole in the snow wall. Oh God, Oh God, this is not good. I think I'm not gonna land.
Has he got behind you? Can't see.
It doesn't matter. I ain't got no wing. Look at this. I'm going down. There you go. Okay. This is it. Hey, McFly. What's up? Please talk Finnish. Oh, man. I don't know Finnish. Do you know any Finnish?
Finnish?
Yes.
Finland, Finlandia. Oh, that's Monty Python. Sorry. Other than that, no.
No Finnish. Yeah. Let's say not the most common language in the world.
No,
Yeah,
not the
no.
most modern language in the world either. And a very difficult one to learn, apparently.
Apparently.
Yes.
As with
Finland-
a lot of like northern languages.
Well,
you know.
Finland and Hungary are sister languages.
Really?
Yeah. So I was
wasn't aware of
told. Yeah.
Okay.
So if any of you out there wish to disagree, please feel free to disagree. How old am I? 74. That's for the 15th time. Yes.
Gonna try some jets. Some jets at ARB. Hello, Sean and Bruce. What's up, Johnny Alpha's SD? I don't know what SD stands for. What's up? All good? Okay. Got it. Okay, so this is our cue. This is all right. One less battle, and then we gotta go because somebody else wants to use the studio. So
Shall we let them?
we got like 10 minutes left, Bruce.
Oh my goodness me! How are we going to spend it?
Well, I don't know. What did you do when you were 31? What was your
31? Just a minute. I got to go back. Literally, I was in Canada. How many years? For 44, 74, 75.
okay?
I just started working with a publishing, not a publishing company, but flipping heck. Well, yeah, it was a publishing company. And I undertook the selling of advertising for a Canadian magazine, took it from a 16-page newspaper toilet roll to a 64-page gloss magazine,
Okay.
and did very, very well with the advertising. Just very quickly, one of the most pleasing things I ever did was I went to Data General, which existed then in Canada.
Wow.
And they were buying double full-color spreads in the big magazines, not this little thing.
Expensive stuff.
And I sold them on a double-page spread 12 times a year. And he said, just answer this question. How many people do you guarantee read this? And I said, 3. the editor, the owner, and myself.
That was honest.
And he just said, you just got the deal.
Yeah.
It's the first honest.
Yeah, first
answer.
honest answer.
Yeah.
3 people, guaranteed.
And I had tongue in my cheek. But it was a good deal.
That was a good deal, probably.
Yeah.
Interesting. Hold on a minute. Oh, come on.
It's called Canadian Office.
Oh! God damn it. At
Doesn't
least I
exist
down
anymore.
one guy. I got a MiG 17 down. That makes
That's
my
not
day.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah, with a Sabre. Now I got a Panther, F9, F2 Panther, which is a very nice looking aircraft. If you
It's like a
ask me.
Starfire.
They're very sleek.
Yeah.
Very nice looking.
It's a bit like the Starfire.
Kind of, I guess. And also, I like the color scheme on this thing
Dark gray. Space gray.
because it's a Navy aircraft. See, Marines
Yes,
written on the
it's
side.
Macintosh gray.
Yes,
But don't let me say that.
it's very sexy.
Yes, and it is.
Indeed, it is a very sexy aircraft, very sensual.
It's clean, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, gonna go for this MD452. Man, I really hate those like numeric names. This is the MD452. What? Now I sound like a guy from South. MD452, and I got F86A coming in from from the north here, over here. All right.
Just keep a lookout in your tail, boy.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Make sure nothing wipes you off the face of the earth before you press the trigger.
Okay, that you do British accents way better than a Southern accent.
That wasn't a southern accent. That's a British man with his fingers trapped in the door.
That's like the funniest thing I heard all day. Seriously, this is really good. Okay, I got this guy. I nailed this guy. Totally nailed him. You see that? It's very good. Had a little bit of overload. Probably my pilot puked all over the cockpit, but that's a little problem. It's fine.
What was your G-force? About 7?
Yeah, 10, I think.
Oops.
Yeah.
Excuse
In
me.
real life, he would probably die.
Well, it
die
depends.
of a heart attack or so. Oh, got this MD452. There we go. That's how it's done, guys. That's how activate hacks. That's right. I'm gonna hack the game. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm just
Get him right up there. Yes, you got it.
Okay.
You plugged his exhaust.
Can you talk like Porky the Pig?
How does Porky the Pig talk?
Well, he's like-
That's all,
Yeah,
folks.
that's
That one?
right.
No, I can't.
That's right. Okay. Donald Duck?
No.
No, okay.
Mickey Mouse.
Yes.
I can talk like Donald Duck, no problem.
Sorry, could you repeat that, please?
No, you listen to the record later. You'll understand.
Right.
Keep practicing. Oh, here we go. I hit him. Not hard enough. Okay.
Oh, sorry. about
Sorry, did you strain your voice too hard?
that. No, it's just me
Oh.
getting old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got experience.
That yes, which sometimes works when I'm not coughing.
Another one down. Man, I'm doing pretty good with this Panther. Goddamn, look at this. 3 guys down already.
It's that panorama.
Hack. Dev hacks. No, it's not a... I'm telling you guys, I'm just a better pilot than I'm a tanker. I should be flying planes, not driving tanks. Because tanks are for foot sluggers, and flying an aircraft, that's an officer's job.
Please excuse me on that.
Sure. No problem. Don't die, Bruce.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Too early in the day. Yes, I'm married. 24 years. Twice.
Yeah. I wish you're going to live to see 100 years old. I mean, yourself 100 years old.
Well, that's very nice of you. My mum reached 98 and 7 months.
Wow.
And her mother lived 99 and 11 months and 3 weeks. She died a week before she hit 100.
Wow. Amazing.
So,
Hello, lonely person watching stream. Hey, Brett Luigi, why are you lonely? You're not lonely. You got us, man.
I'm just a lonely boy.
lonely and blue. Sorry.
What's the oldest plane in the game? I guess pre-war biplanes are some of the oldest aircraft we have in War Thunder.
Tiger Moth is one of the oldest.
Probably Gladiator is one of the oldest. Gladiator is pretty old.
Yeah, Tiger Moth, which predates Gladiator, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably. I'm not a big expert in British aircraft, but yeah, could be it.
I went up as a supernumerary crew when I was very young in a Tiger Moth, and we took off at almost 0 mph
Wow.
because there was a 33 mile an hour wind,
Huh.
and we needed 30.
So it helped a lot, huh?
Yeah, well, we were literally walking pace, took off.
Wow.
It was crazy. And I had seen the Tiger Moth actually fly backwards because the wind was greater than its stall speed.
Mm-hmm.
So relative to ground speed, it was flying backwards.
Amazing. Okay. Oh, I'm out of shots. I got 15 seconds left to reload, but this Vatua is not doing very well. He's smoking. That indicates engine damage. So I got 4, 3, 2 to reload. I'm gonna blast him out of the sky. It's a reload, like now.
Yeah.
There we go. He's going down. I did 4 professional X5. Look at this. I'm doing pretty good. I got 5 frags already. I think I've just discovered my favorite jet aircraft in the game, guys, and it has to be Panther. What do you think? But this is arcade. You know, arcade is actually really easy to fly. So I feel kind of sorry for these guys, being defeated by me, because I'm a total noob when it comes to arcade. I play RB exclusively. I'm a RB nerd. All right, come on, baby. Got to use them flaps. Okay. That was not a good...
Yeah, we'd say you must never get into a flap.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah,
very,
it's
very
going to hurt. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you should get that one.
I should. Man, he's jinking hard. I like that. Yeah, that guy wants to live.
Right.
Yeah, he's like jinking all over the place. See that? Oh, now he's trying to chase that guy at the same time. No, he's still jinking.
Yeah.
Oh man, look at this chase. This could make a movie. Come on, baby, come on. Get him, get him.
And now he's applied power, and you haven't got the power to keep up.
I don't need to.
Well, no, you could outturn him.
Yes, that's the whole. That was the plan.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, come on, baby, come on. I'm gonna go vertical on him. And do this. Wasn't a very smart idea. Oh no, goddamn! I got carried away looking at this guy. So I hit a side of the mountain just now.
Yeah. Oh well.
Almost.
Could be worse.
Could be
Speaking
worse.
very good English. Could be worse. Yes.
Could be worse.
Yes. You get a good headache with that.
Yeah. So, guys, this is all we have time for today. Sadly. So finally, we got a face to match the voice. This is Bruce Grant. I mean, your full name is
Bruce Douglas Ross Grant.
Bruce Douglas Ross Grant. Thank you very much for coming. It was a real pleasure commentating with you, with such a legend.
If only I was a legend. At least they tend to be true.
Yeah, that was very good, guys. Thanks
Thank you
a lot
very
for
much.
coming. Commentating for your pleasure today was Bruce Grant and myself, Sean, the voice of Thunder Show, and here with me here is voice of the shooting range and the garage. All right, guys, follow our channel, subscribe, and we got more episodes coming this week.
Yeah, don't be afraid to subscribe. Make sure you do subscribe. Tell your friends.
All right, guys, see you later next week, same time, same channel. Over and out. Bye.